final against Sandbox. And it comes down to this. Their map pick here in the second map of the series. If required, Chalet is there. But for now, it's up to Panthera. Although, guys, Dplus Kia, as we've said, will be starting on the defense first here on Oregon.
I'm excited for this game, but I feel like I'm even more excited than the bad phase. I don't normally get this hyped up for the preparation for the game. But again, if you are just joining us, Izami in particular had a huge impact. Dplus with a perfect defensive half to close out the first map. 3-3 half into a 7-3 victory. Attacking, same ops. The exact same that we saw on Cafe, and this is where the defense is critical. This ban in particular, do Panthera take the Izami off the board? Struggled with it on the last map, and they do not. They go safe. They go with the mirror, perhaps expecting Dplus to take it off the board, but I wouldn't be surprised if it stays. We'll likely see the Valk banned out. That said, it did sneak through over on Cafe, so I'm a little bit unsure as to which way this one will lean. We're just going to have to see it play out. A couple of options available here to Dplus, and they'll probably go with something that favors them with a strong start in this half. It's the Solace once again. So I'm surprised. I'm a little bit
Where's
shocked.
his army band?
Look, maybe Panthera have a great way of clearing it, and I hope so, because Cafe was just a disaster, really.
Yeah, certainly was. Yeah, interesting. Okay, I guess we move forward, though. Of course, Panthera on the attack. So the onus is on them, right? And like, obviously for Dplus Kia, defense Oregon, you're going to expect them to start well, to do well, to get rounds, to be the ones basically to kind of lead that scoreboard as it kicks up. But with Panthera, and this is what I was saying in the pre-match discussion for this, Laundry Supply is a site that typically, you know, you're going to go there first. You're going to want to lock it down. As a defending team, you're not going to want to lose this site. So that's what Panthera's got to aim for. They've got to try and steal one here. They can't just rely on a kid's dorms or a kitchen meeting. They've got to try and steal one, put pressure early onto Dplus Kia. So I'd be looking at how they can break this down. You've got the Flores. You can clear out positions like elbow, pillar. Obviously, you can go from that side of the field. Or maybe you want to try and open things up Freezer side. You've got the Habana. You've got some information gathering through the Gemini. What does Dplus have, though? They've got the Izami. So again, you've got to deal with that.
I mean, they have the perfect lineup, though. You've got 4 nades. You have the Sledge Diana. You have the Hibana, who can use the pallets and split them 2 at a time. You've got the Ash with 2 charges. And you have the Flores with 4 Roteros. So you have more than enough explosive utility to deal with the Izami on this occasion. So now it goes down to Yas. How does he like to play it? Where does he want to place those barriers? How aggressive does he want to get? Whereas Soldier plays down those mute jammers as well to counter out the Flores. As is every round of Siege, a lot of different variables that will play a part into who wins out this opening round. But it's going to be an interesting trend to track through these first 6 rounds. How effective will this Izami be? And currently, Yas situated inside of security, 3 barriers in hand. And Arosa doesn't catch him, but someone else does.
Ooh, that's
nice. Big. Yeah, very big.
Yeah, that's the best start you can have. Obviously, Arosa will finish it off with 1 grand grenade. Just weakens that position until Coated finds a kill on Gerardo. Maybe got a little bit over aggressive there in wanting to really capitalize on that freezer position, thinking it's opened up, thinking that it's available, but it's still there. And it will be a bit of a punishment there onto Panthera. So you kind of throw away that little advantage that you had. You get rid of the Izami. You stop those keeper barriers from sort of flowing as the game continues. 90 seconds left. JLT, Gemini will get some intel. Still 2 Nitro cells available for Dplus Kia to keep that in mind. Rotero out from Shu. Now, what does he still need to clear? Didn't quite get to see elbow
Shield
position. Obviously, you got the mute jammers. So Shield is still up. Shu, though, he wants to just manually go in for a bit of a dry peek here. JLT, bottom laundry. No real contact. No one wants to take the pushes, though. They're all just kind of sitting off a bit. And Boogeyman will punish. They get the kill onto Shu. That's actually pretty big over towards blue side now. There's not much pressure from Panthera. So now it's all kind of like laundry stairs, a bit of freezer. It does kind of limit their attacking options here. Down a player overall. Nice tag onto Soldier from JLT. Was arguably Panthera's best player in the Cafe map. All on site now for Dplus. 45 seconds. It's up to Panthera to do something, though.
And with Freezer double reinforced, clearing out positions like Soldier has been really difficult throughout this round. And as he repositions, it'll still be tough. Arosa can't quite get the head. Clips the elbow, but that's not really much damage inflicted. Dplus now. A 3 versus 3, the nade, the push through. Vamos for the plant.
Yeah, and Kota's low, so he's not that much of a factor. No more gas canisters either. But Kota, despite being low, pushes and finds a kill onto Vamos. He got a second as well. Finally shut down by JLT. But too little too late in the round. Woogieman and Harper, all they're going to do is play time. They don't have to do anything else. 5 seconds for Erosa. Just try and find the double kill. No one's pushing him. And you've got to anticipate that. They don't need to push you, mate. They don't have to try and push you. You've got to push them.
Well, even with that army taken down, PANTHERA having issues being able to get that push across the line. Frieza being double reinforced should have spelt disaster for Soldier tucked in the corner. But unfortunately, they just couldn't quite unlock that position. He was allowed to rotate. And then other players like Koda, still so low on HP, also allowed to reposition as that plant went down. So the cross coverage there from PANTHERA quite weak on that occasion. And Dplus leaning heavily into that reinforcement, heavily into the rest of the setup. Off to a good start. Showing that even when Yas does get a little bit greedy, does get caught off guard, and operator with regenerative utility is dealt with, the rest of the team is still able to stand strong. So you add the Azami back into that equation, it looks even worse for PANTHERA, right? So this is going to be an uphill battle, I think, and I'm continuing with that storyline. I think the momentum for Dplus is well and truly there. They've displayed it in the first round, and PANTHERA need to fight really hard to get back into this game. I'm liking that Nook pick. I'd love to see them be able to lurk, get quick map control over towards small or big tower, and then look to transition that somewhere around the map again. Potential for vert grenades as well on this side.
The first round on the board, and PANTHERA fail to find an opening round of launch supply. Obviously locked away now for Dplus Kia. Almost a somewhat similar lineup for PANTHERA, but they bring the Nook this time for shoot rather than the Flores. Not really too surprising. Frost though for Woogieman. How those mats going to go? Other than that, pretty much again standard lineup. Shoot over towards Yellow Bus. Woogie on a bit of a lurk here. Just wondering what the sort of plan of attack is with this kind of lineup. You're expecting Shu to want to just trying to clear any kind of vert down below, so he will hunt players like Woogieman.
Ooh. Eventually.
This is aggressive from Ryder. Try to bait out. It's a bit of a standard sound cue bait though.
Woogieman needs the flank. He does. A touch late, but he might actually be able to get the revive depending on the cross from bedroom balcony, and I think that will be safe. There is the revive, so Koda back up. He did a lot of damage in the last round with a similar amount of HP remaining, so he'll continue to be a threat as PANTHERA continue to fall. Yas, well, this time he doesn't make the same mistake. A nice couple of kills. That will confirm the round. Dplus will win the first two here on Oregon. Not their pick, but their defense standing tall.
Nice little angle from Vamos, but no one giving him anything. Erosa's just choking down, by the way, on that gas canister. Taken extraordinarily low. Vamos pushes in. Bound to kill onto Kota. Yas is low too. Got to remember that. Just outside of Vamos's sight lines. Inside of Attic. Basically, at this point, if you're Yas, you just don't move. You don't give them any kind of look in. Under a minute left. Roast is still extraordinarily low, just behind the shelf in Attic for Yas. Does not have to move. That's somewhat of a win condition here for PANTHERA. You find that kill into Yas, you bring it back 2v3. Who knows what can happen from there. It is not moving an inch. Hot white stairs still covered. 35 seconds, everything on site still locked down, and Yas can be the flanker if need be, if required. I don't see a world in which PANTHERA win this round unless Yas makes some mistakes and goes early.
Yeah, and just facing down that shield, impossible. No grenade remaining for Erosa, so he needs to win a lucky fight. Soldier needs to overpeak, and neither of those occurring. As you mentioned, Yas as well, a threat. And there we go, the swing finally coming to fruition. Yas eventually silenced, but too late in this round. It's a valiant effort from Vamos. He's got a couple in this round, but it won't be near enough to remain still from Dplus. And on the topic of two, that's 2 rounds straight. Again, looking solid on defense.
Not much you can really do though if you're Pantera at this point, but think that maybe this is just a task that's a little bit too difficult, insurmountable. Not a start that they would like to their own map pick. You know, it's the first 2-3 rounds that are probably the most crucial, and this being the last of those 3 rounds before basically Dplus get to go back and do it all over again. They get to go down the laundry supply after this, so you've got to try and put a dent into their defensive hold. Can you find a win here? Kitchen meeting suddenly becomes so important for Pantera to keep themselves alive. Any kind of chance of going to the major might honestly rest on this kind of round. Otherwise, a 3-0 start for Dplus here, going around the world, they get to do it again, and you can't help but then think that this half has a 5-1 kind of scoreline written all over it, guys. And at that point, Dplus Key, you would imagine, would go on and win every round. So crucial for Pantera on the attack.
One thing I haven't touched on too much throughout this matchup is that drone economy, but 3 down in the prep phase here for round 3. Again, with the Solace band out, so that's really effective drone hunting from Dplus and could prove costly for Pantera. Posturing small towers, so they want to take across. May split it with big tower pressure as well, which isn't quite as reliant on drone information outside of T3. And as far as I know, that is clear, and Ramos will confirm as much. So I like this pincer approach. High pressure small, high pressure big. Really squeeze out positions like Kitchen, like Meeting, force these attackers, force these defenders back to split, back to Z, make them feel uncomfortable. And that's something where Dplus have looked so strong. Back end of Cafe, start here of Oregon, they look comfortable, they look confident. Very infrequently are we looking at their POVs and looking at their outlines where they look frantic and readjusting their positions. More often than not, they are holding down strong parts of the map, and Pantera are finding it very difficult to deal with.
Who's going to be able to make that breakthrough, right? And you're probably thinking of someone like JLT. 2-2 at the moment, was the standout on Cafe, on the Yana, on that entry. Can you find an opening kill? Can you take out a critical linchpin of this defense at Dplus Kia? Shu's still in attic. No one else to contest him here, and he can push through over towards Pit and then over towards Kids. Might be able to get that opening kill.
Ooh,
JLT. Yeah, this is interesting from Pantera. Kind of pinch-coated. But you almost kind of back-coated in these kind of scenarios, guys. How many times has he been able to sort of manage a kill or two? Gets live drone. Has got a keeper barrier and has also got the emergency hatch already opened up for a quick escape route if required. And a lot of time has already been put and committed into dealing with him up above. But it is JLT. He does come through with the entry kill, but only for one before Yas finds the kill in security. And Coated above did win the fight against Shu. That's now fully established. But Dplus, never mind, Ryder. He came up to try and salvage it and has done so successfully. From top white stairs, 3 versus 3, under 50 seconds. Now, Dplus are kind of just, I guess, struggling a little bit here. Pantera's kind of opened up this site.
Harpo's in a really bad position. Vamos has his full rotation, but doesn't quite inflict enough damage. Now 30 seconds. Be able to get that hatch open. Couple of win conditions open here for the attack. Go for meeting plan, although I don't think that will be optimal. There was decent pressure over towards small, so I think Kitchen will be on the cards. No pressure up above anymore from the defense. Invert control for the attack. Look to drop down hatch, and that's exactly what Vamos will do. He'll plant, roaster to cover.
15 seconds remaining.
This might be one of their best chances
of
keeping this alive until Yas got denied Rosa, but Vamos is down. So regardless, you've still got to get that kit and start sticking it. Vamos can give a little bit of intel. What is Woogieman doing? Man went to make a sandwich on the kitchen bench, and he gets obliterated by Ryder. Harper in security. Can't win the retake. Pantera finally on the board.
Well, I hope that sandwich was worth it, because I don't know where
What was he doing?
He's going to freezer. He's going to security, rather. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what the call there was for the plant. Perhaps he didn't think he could get line of sight from where he was. Either way, it was not favourable. Us knowing exactly where the Ash was is helpful. We have the outsider perspective, but yes. A round where Dplus could have won that 50-50, gotten across the line, gone 3 straight. Pantera finally able to win a round. And that's what, the first in 7 rounds? It took 7 rounds for them to finally get one across the series, is that right? 4 in that second half of Cafe. Yep, the third here. Quick math, that's 7.
Don't do quick maths, mate.
It's close enough. My point is, it's been a drought for Panthera.
Yeah.
But it was on a tertiary site. I think that's the big asterisk we put on that round, right? If Dplus then
Well,
return, they go basement, they win, they go top, they win, and tertiary is another 50-50. Still a world in which it's a 5-1. Even a 4-2, I think, would be quite solid for Dplus. Again, not their map pick.
In fairness, though, I mean, yes, you won the tertiary, but what winning that tertiary does is it gives you now an opportunity where if you do go and win a site like Laundry Supply, suddenly you're right back in this game. All of a sudden, it's a 2-2 scoreline. You've taken out a big site, you know, rather defender-sided kind of site, and that then, in my mind, is probably job done on a map like Oregon. So you get one in that first set of three rounds. You've at least got one on the board. Just eases that pressure off ever so slightly. Not permanently. Still a couple of big rounds coming up here in the next 3 for this half, but keeps things interesting. Keeps you in the game. It just keeps you believing that you can actually get a result here. It can bring the game back. All about just sort of keeping that pressure applied. And that's what they were able to do in that last round. Thought they played it really well. Good pinch up above. Yeah, Coded got a kill. Yeah, it wasn't that clean, but it just caused a bit of issues for Dplus on the defense. Coded is he stairs. Very difficult player to defeat here, especially with those ADSs. He just knows the timing and how to swing. Yas finds the kill and to shoot. Not too sure actually where that was. It might have been like a laundry stairs push.
And the twitch into this lineup, I'm still not convinced.
Oh my god,
of.
is he listening to me?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
I was going to say that the twitch into this lineup, I'm not convinced. I personally would prefer that Flores to help clear util keeper barriers, or having the option to then clear the flames as well. There's stalling out the attack. Woogie Man, the Vulcan canisters. 70 seconds, silence befalls the map. It's a Rosa. This is actually quite threatening. But the Vulcan, it just stalls it out a little bit. You'll be sitting watching those flames for a while now. Rider as well. So, I mean, they're shaping up okay, but it's that 4v5. It's classic Oregon. You're not favored to win this, right?
And you've still got 2 keeper barriers now from Yas, and Coded has 3 gas canisters. So, if you do make that push and there's a bit of pressure coming from Freezer, that can be even halted once again. Keeper barrier was potentially in hand there. And there's one of his gas canisters. So 40 seconds, right? Now they know the pressure's coming from Freezer. You can keep just throwing those gas canisters out. A little bit of pressure from JLT. Found a really good kill into Yas. It did throw out at least 1 keeper barrier, but it's probably helping out JLT here, actually. He can hide behind it. 25 seconds on the clock. Where is Vamos going?
He's rotating diffuser, right? He wants to try and plan over towards A, but look, it's on lockdown. Nitro goes out, gets shot, 15 seconds. It doesn't look good for the attack. They probably need to go deep.
Woogie is a bit of an island at the moment, though, but he manages to just push out, find a kill. No time at this point for Vamos, even if he finds this kill. Although maybe he finds the next one. Not happening. Harper hides, and hides well. Tucked in.
Operators, you are out of time.
Close. A little scrappy. And some fight being shown from Panthera, but ultimately, again, they just come up short in a crucial round. Their opportunity to take Laundry Supply once again goes begging.
Yeah, and the closest round we've seen so far, that 50-50 going the way of Dplus. That late call for the laundry plant, probably okay, but again, that player, Boogeyman, on the island over towards Chassis, I think it was Soldier last time Dplus attempted that site, who was able to survive, and Boogeyman did some nice damage, then take it down, the 1v1. Vamos tried his best. Didn't have quite enough time on the clock remaining. So there are some positive sides from Pantera at the moment, but you can have all the positive signs you want if you're not actually establishing meaningful presence on that scoreboard top of screen. It is going to hurt you in the long run. At the moment, Dplus, quite the formidable scoreline, 3-1 up. And again, Panthera need to try and break a site which Dplus previously won.
5 seconds remaining. Attacker's objective is to locate a
And obviously now for Dplus, if you win this round, you go 4-1, get your 4 rounds on the defense. Pressure well and truly off at that point of any kind of 3-3 half. Good job done for them, and then puts them in a position where they can really get that 5-1 scoreline, and that's such a difficult task to come back from for Pantera. so many of those tertiary sites available, kids' dorms, eating and kitchen as well, that give Dplus Kia so many opportunities to go out and win, you know, on Oregon and confirm their place at Copenhagen. It's a strange one though, because you confirm that you're going to Copenhagen. There's still a grand final to play.
Well, Jake, we need to work out who's going phase 1 and who's going phase 2.
Yeah,
Big advantage in that, so... I know you know, I was saying it for the viewers at home that may not know. You know?
I know. You know?
I know that you know that I know that you know.
That's good. I know this game, though, still has something to give, surely. Maybe it's the copium. PANTHERA can bring it back, right up.
You got a bit excited there. You thought that was a kill.
No, I didn't think it was a kill, but it was on point. It was on point.
Decent amount of pressure here from
That's
the
a kill.
attack. Well, certainly so. Confirmed in the kill feed. JLT down below could pose a threat, and there is a player inside of kitchen. So this is a key engagement. Harper wins this. It's basically a D+ round. Coded as well, still pressuring Trophy, still cutting down drone economy. PANTHERA, the win conditions beginning to falter. Main breach, line of sight causing issues, and Coded is just going to reinforce it. Smoked off, baited,
Ooh.
taken down with the pistol. Messy from both teams at the moment, and still a minute to go.
Yeah.
Located by attackers.
Coded's been a big impact player on the defense in this first half. Arosa finds the kill of the Soldier. This would be a massive round for PANTHERA if they can win it. It would give them their second attack round. It would give them one more round after this to maybe try and stretch it to 3. JLT watching for the lurk. He's looking at the floor, though, and Harper finds the head. He's more switched on. And now it brings it back to 3 versus 3. Weakens that White Stairs position. Vamos, though, takes out the player in Attic. That's Woogieman down. Harper again. Pushes in. Finds 2 in quick succession.
Oh, the trade!
It is a trade. What?
No way!
That's not fair.
How has Harper been able to retake that position, initially avoid the trade, and then hit a consecutive trade to win out the round on the tiebreaker? Holy sheesh. I can't believe that Dplus were able to retake White. We know that it's such a difficult position. And PANTHERA did the right thing. They responded, right? They just completely flooded site. They took down Pit. But unfortunately, that White retake was so snappy from Dplus that they couldn't react in time. And again, another literal 50-50. That's as 50-50 as it gets.
Yeah,
Doesn't go the way of the attack, right? So that is devastating for PANTHERA. That really sucks for them.
Gives me Goomine vibes from Cafe, doesn't it? And
Yes.
both times it goes away and against from PANTHERA. How they've been tripped up by these two, you know, very random kind of finishes in rounds that I mean, I've personally never seen a Goomine stop the planter and then the timer runs out and then that 50-50 kind of, I mean, technically as well, it was like 3 kills in like 2 seconds as well for Harper. And he just kind of went sicko mode and clutched out 4-1. So this series and now this map going the way of Dplus Kia, 3 rounds away from heading to the major. It's as simple as that, really. A way to now close out this half, get a 5-1 lead, and really give yourself every chance of closing out in the second half. And to shut up shop and start packing your bags. Nice little drone from Arosa over towards the small tower position. Kitchen and meeting in the 6th round of this second map. Map pick of PANTHERA, but their attacks haven't been all that bad. To be fair, they haven't actually been that bad attacks, but
No.
they're just not winning the 50-50s.
Yeah, exactly right. This could be even them leading if 2 of them go their way. 3-2 lead. Not the way it was. And again, like that Goo round mine on Cafe, PANTHERA from that point onwards completely dropped the ball. They literally dead in the water at that point. So we'll see how they respond this time off the back of another very close, quote-unquote random-ish round. It's going to be tough. That said, though, they did win this site successfully on their previous attempts. Some good trades. They had a significant advantage. The plant. Dplus Kia were scrambling, which has been a rarity throughout this series. This is good pressure early. Inside of security. Harper taking down elsewhere as well. So this could be a 3-5 advantage. Quite snappy here from PANTHERA, but they just hold that for the moment. The kid's clear. It was sloppy last time. And Coded playing it up close and personal with the shotgun as Woogie Man. Well, he responds.
Yeah, and that's probably been one area in this game where it's constantly going the way of Dplus Kia. Every time Panthera, sort of find a kill, any kind of avenue where they look like they might get ahead in the round, it's always one back and then a second to follow. Coated, big kill there, on to shoot.
Big
1 and 6 now. Really struggling in this game. But JLT continues to just pave the way forward for Panthera. He's been their shining light. He has, though, in the back of Vamos. He's just looking the wrong way. JLT checks left corner. The timing for both of these two players. Minuscule timing. Yes. I don't think he was expecting JLT to push all the way through. Goo mine. PTSD for Panthera. Rosa has the diffuser. Watch your step. With 30 seconds left, he'll get the plant. JLT is down, confirmed on the floor. The plant though for Rosa. He actually got off it. Why did he get off it? What's going on?
Oh no.
Oh, that's a calamity.
I think they're just
crumbling.
They're crumbling to the pressure. I literally, it's the exact same thing we saw in Cafe. We see that 50-50 round, it doesn't go their way. Then they start falling into a little bit of a heap. Dplus, experience, they can continue to apply that pressure, the foot to the throat. That's exactly what they've done. 5-1 lead.
Yeah.
I'm this close to just putting a line through Panthera, even though it's their map pick at this point. There is a world in which defensively, with that Azami up on the board, they can win the two primary sites quite convincingly. But then the tertiary, it's been so close even for Dplus, and it's so scary that match point is pretty much inevitable, I think, at this point for Dplus Kia, and they are genuinely actually playing quite well, considering that this isn't their pick.
Does feel like a long way back now, doesn't it? I said at the start of the series, it's probably not David versus Goliath levels. Panthera are a good team. They've shown that they can compete. They took down Sandbox in the group stage. In what was the final game of said group stage too. Sandbox win that game. They get top spot. They get straight to the semi-final. It was an important game. Went to Oregon. Panthera won it out. 8-6 in OT. They are such a long way away now from overtime. 4 rounds behind. But they are on the defense. Can they begin the comeback? Just having some solid defensive holds. And, Oregon is that kind of map. I'm not going to lie, guys. If there's any map that you can really dig deep, get a comeback, defense Oregon, probably in my mind, is up there for one of the sites and positions you would pick.
Certainly possible. We don't want to completely rule out Panthera at this point. But they have to get off to a good start there. It can be not a single lapse of concentration, a single moment of hesitation. And this is interesting from Shu. 1 and 6, aggressive, droned out. Thinks the right decision, falls off. But that is how a good team plays Siege. Yas on the rappel, watching Satellite, catches it off. That is an absolute freebie. And it's the Wamai, so that regenerative util will not play a further part in this round. That's less magnets available to catch util against the likes of those flashbangs from Boogeyman, the nades from Yas. So that is really going to hurt the defense on top of losing a player.
Definitely hard to get excited for Panthera now. It just feels like it's really just falling away before our eyes. But their ability to get back into this one is just fleeting by the moment, by the rounds and by the seconds. Even that Nitrocell there on Coda doesn't find the kill. Yeah, it gets him low. Causes him to have to be very careful, especially his Port White Stairs position. Yes. Up above and just walk straight in through Attic. Who's watching? No one, presumably. Found a free kill into a Rosa. Vamos, those gas canisters are not going to save you now. JLT loses his light. Top of the stairs, he's gone. Plant will go down. Vamos down below. Doing whatever he can. At this point, he may as well just punch out SOS into the floorboards. But no one will come to save him. He'll have to save himself. SMG. Not bad. Finds the kill, but there's Yas waiting and watching. Match point, guys. Map point and series point. A spot at Copenhagen. 1 round away for Dplus Kia.
Yeah, Panthera there just limit testing way too much against an experienced roster. Losing that first pick, the Wamai off the board, an absolute freebie there for Dplus. They roll it into the rest of the round. And the second, Dplus know where those remaining defenders are with a strong advantage. They flood side, they back themselves, they win the fights, they head them. with the G36, a powerful weapon in this matter. And I guess regardless of the weapon itself, they had good information, and those defenders cut off on their return back towards site.
Well, the real discussion now probably turns to last chance qualifiers. You're down 6-1, second map, series is done, right? They're going to lose this one here in Oregon. So now we probably draw and cast our minds to the way forward to Copenhagen for these guys. Are they good enough in your mind that they can go through last chance quals and be the ones that go to Copenhagen from the LCQ of South Korea?
Gee, you like asking the tough questions, don't you?
I do. They got Talon to deal with.
Interrogated
BSG.
right now. There's some big names, some tough names, but they played well on the group stage, which is what is so, I guess, contrasting to their performance today. But I think it's the discussion of best of threes, right? You're going to these more unfamiliar and untested playgrounds, and they're just not having the depth of strategy, knowledge, and just skill really to be able to win this match. So it is a concern, and it does, I think, very much compromise their name in that discussion, because I would argue that there are some stronger teams that they're going to be greeted by in that qualifier.
I think Group A was more stacked than Group B. So Spear Gaming obviously didn't really offer too much. I mean, neither did Blossom, but La Vega had a -6 round differential. They were the only team in the group stage of the 6 that moved forward to the knockout stage that had a -round differential, and that was in the group with PANTHERA. So ultimately, I think BSG, Dplus, Talon versus PANTHERA and Sandbox, right? Like, and obviously, I guess La Vega. Group A3 probably a little bit stronger. I think if PANTHERA's in Group A, I don't know if they top the group. I don't know if they go undefeated. So swings and roundabouts though. And obviously, I also agree. I think best of 3 against an experienced roster. We're starting to really see that now, how difficult it can be when there's a lot on the line and there's a lot to fight for, and Dplus are not going to want to mess around, and they haven't. Group stage is one thing. A spot to the major is a completely different task. PANTHERA all on site, all just basically sitting still. You got the Mozzie, you got the Vigil. You do have potential to roam, to flank, over a play mid, late round if needed, but at the moment it's all quite stagnant. Oh, that just got destroyed.
Not bad. Ryder as well, lurking up above. There's some good proactive defense here, without it being overtly risky. Yas will drone through meeting, all that clear for Soldier. So Habana can begin to work, but Ryder, he has a big decision to make. Does he push through the likes of Dining, try and go for a flank on these positions? The route is clear, unless they're Red Jab's monitoring his reposition. Or does he just sit and wait, play aggressive at the top of Freezer and catch somebody off guard late in the round on the side of Dplus Kia? Looks like he'll hold for now. Double stack outside blue as well. Not sure how that utility is progressing. We'll get an update in a moment as Coda will send out his second last Rotero. So still barbed wire at the entry point. And the shield is, I presume, still standing. Yes. This time it will be a success. The shield taken down. Vamos elects to hold it initially, but may decide to reinforce off in a moment. They have kept one in the pocket for that very occasion. Arosa though falls, Soldier pressuring, drop the hatch, I believe. Now there's 45 seconds for them, the Dplus Kia rather, prepare for this execute, and they just have such strong positions to be able to close out this map now.
Oh, hang on, Ryder's pushing out here. I think he wants to maybe try and get a bit of a flank, potentially over towards a different position. Maybe Laundry Stairs is what he might look to go for eventually, at least bot library, Laundry, I should say. Soldier cannot stick it. Gets out of that before losing his life. 20 seconds left on the clock. No more gas canisters available from Vamos. Where is Ryder? Well, he doesn't quite find anything. Not sure if maybe he just pulled it back, didn't quite commit to the flank. Soldier will commit to the defuse this time and sticks it. Shu finds the kill onto Coated. Half-health Soldier loses his life to Vamos. Vamos can't get away though with his life intact, and that's it. Woogieman just closes it out with a quick double. Clean as you like in the end from basically your champions of this region. They are the experienced team. They are formidable after all. 7-1. They certainly made themselves look formidable with that performance on the map pick of PANTHERA. They close this one out 7-3, 7-1, and a spot for the Copenhagen Major is theirs.
Ooh, Wow, Dplus Kia like a tidal wave throughout that game, just riding the momentum they established on Cafe, where they won those last 4 rounds and only faltered once on the second map in this series. The map that wasn't even their pick. They had the better ground defense.